hello. Welcome. Come in. This is Tamika's Den. I'm Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review. Tylerperry's The Oval. Child, Something to Hide. Season 5, Episode 5. Baby, didn't Hunter come walking up in that room and was like, who's sleeping in my bed? Like he was the three little beds. And Eli, you over here hiding like you a daggone 5-year-old child. Okay, playing set. I said, baby, we really gonna run out the room with the covers over our head? Yes, we are. And I said, Eli, by the way, we gonna go home, okay? We gonna tell Max and Bobby we ready to go, and we gonna still just leave our wife down in the bunker, and we gonna have a good night's sleep, okay, and not even blink an eye. He said, yes, Tamika, we sure am, and did, all right? And so, baby, over at the jail, they saved Aaron just in the nick, Allen just in the nick of daggone time. He don't know who to trust. He don't know who can I run to, okay? He ain't trying to trust none of y'all. He think everybody is against him, you know. Richard still don't want to face Nancy. He said, bye, girl. Priscilla, keep her on over there. And Sam is coming over there to Richard house basically to vent to him and let him know, you know, what's going down. Jason's still over here with the Rackadoochies, baby. He getting offered to go inside of people's beds. And, honey, they done caught on to who he is. So what y'all think they about to do with him? Put it in the comments. Dale done went to Allen house and found that freaking box. But then he's sitting down just looking at it like it's something to eat. I said, well, what you gonna do, Dale, baby? Run, baby, run, okay? You ain't got no time to be just sitting around acting like it ain't nothing to do. Child, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Break it on down. Take it from the top. You know how we do. So, like I said, y'all, we over here at this daggone White House, child. And, Hunter walks in. He's like, yo, what the hell is this? Who the hell is this? Okay. And Victoria heavying up and hopping off. And, of course, telling Eli to hide. And he over here acting like a puppy dog, obeying her freaking command. You know, he just laying there, mask still under the covers. Is like, we already seen you, boy. Okay. So, of course, Hunter's just asking her over and over, who is this now? I found it so funny and ironic that Hunter's even having the audacity to ask this question when Lord knows how many people he done brought up in this bed and probably other beds before they got to the White House, all right? And I also found it interesting that Victoria was going through everything to basically be like, none of your business. I'm not telling you. You're not going to know. Don't worry about it. And she over here turning it around on him, you know, sitting on top of him and everything like that. And she told Eli to leave out. And he kept telling her, you know, he can't breathe. And she like, all right, well, if you calm your damn behind down, okay, if you wouldn't have came up here in the first place, then you would have been breathing just fine, you know. I need you to shut up and to get your behind up and sit down somewhere. What you doing up here anyway? And he's like, it's my damn room. What do you mean? What am I doing up here? You know, she asking him what he came up here for. And he was like, why did I come to my own damn bedroom? So he told her she been trying to kill him. And she was like, no, you was basically trying to take your own self out, okay? I ain't have to try to take you out. So basically he said he was going to get to the bottom of it. He was going to find out who that person was or whatever. You know, she over here saying, why does it matter? Why does he even care? Why is he even questioning her? And he talking about because it's my bed. And she is looking at him like, you know, a deer caught in damn headlights. And she's like, okay, yeah, whatever, you know. And of course he just keep insisting that he going to find out. Or he's like, you know, you could go ahead and tell me. And that would save me from even having to dig. And she was like, why would I do that? I ain't telling you shit, you know, just give it a rest. So that was pretty much what we had with them, right? Now, over at the jail, child, Alan was trying to fight for his life as best as he could. They came and broke it up, and he, you know, get taken to another room, of course. And he's basically being asked, like, what was that all about? Why did you get into him? What was happening? He's like, I don't know. He was just some damn crazy-ass guy that attacked me out of nowhere and that was saying something about some drugs. So he like, wait, hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some damn pimping in it. Like, y'all over here trying to set me up. This is somebody that come from y'all. This didn't have nothing to do with like some random act because I was calling for the guard and nobody ever came. And she's telling him over and over how, no, this didn't have nothing to do with this. You know, with us, we had nothing to do with it. Because he was like, I don't want to talk to you about anything. I'm not trying to tell you anything. He was like, as soon as y'all get my lawyer up in here, that's the only one I'm going to talk to. I haven't even got to have my phone call yet, right? And then She was telling him when Kai come back from questioning and they get more information, then they'll let him make the call to the lawyer. So he was like, y'all in on this. Y'all set this up because the guard wasn't answering, and all of a sudden y'all come popping in. And she's telling him over and over that it wasn't them. They don't have nothing to do with it. And he's like, yeah, right. I don't believe y'all. So she was like, well, you could either go back to the cell or you could come with us, when we taking you or whatever, and you could really get to the bottom and see what's going down. We didn't have nothing to do with that, but we over here trying to save your life. So which one do you want to do? And he basically was telling her he wanted to go back to the cell. He'll take his chances. Now, back at the White House, Max comes over and he relieves the guard that's there. So Bobby's like, what the hell are you doing here? You supposed to be watching the president. He like, let me go over there, because how the hell you just gonna leave him like that? You know that these people's trying to take him out. And so Max keep playing with him at first instead of just being straightforward. And he's saying how he feeling in his bones is his intuition. He know the president is okay. Then finally he come out like, nah, he woke up and went upstairs. And he like, when? He like, I didn't see him. He didn't pass me here or nothing. And he's like, no, obviously he's still feeling a little weak. So he took the elevator. Now we hear some kind of noise that somebody about to come downstairs, because we like, wait, Eli's still upstairs? Like, what's going on? What he been doing up there? He been up there for quite a long time, don't you think? And we both agreeing like, yeah, he sure the hell have. So basically, we start seeing Eli coming down the damn stairs all disheveled, trying to straighten his stuff out. And he taking the damn wedding ring out, putting it on his finger. He's basically just like, take me home. I'm ready to go home. And they both looking. And I'm like, y'all don't see this? Y'all still not catching on? And it seemed like, Max may have still been out of it from them rubber bullets that damn, freaking Sam put in him. But Max seems like he catches on to it a little bit, but we not saying nothing about it at the time. I said, okay, we gonna see how this gonna go. All right. So now back at the freaking precinct, Alan is just not believing them. He not trying to hear them. He keeps saying like, nah, y'all had something to do with this. I don't believe you for not 1 second. And she basically took his ass and flipped him on the desk like, if we really wanted to do something to you, trust me, we could have been did it a long damn time ago. We got the strength. Neither one of us need no help and need to send nobody in your cell to make it happen. We want to be able to take you somewhere so that we could go ahead and be able to help you. And he's still saying, nah, I don't trust y'all, I don't believe this, y'all lying. Now on the one hand, I get Alan being skeptical, but on the other hand, like I said before, out of everything that you've been through, what will make you think that, it can be bigger issues at hand? Like, you done has these people from this White House do so much different crazy stuff to you in the past. So why would it be so hard to believe that other people don't got some different things going on too, Alan Child? Okay, after all of them different experiences. Now, meanwhile, back over at the daggone Rockadooshie's child, Jason's still over here. We going in this damn room, okay? Well, the guys sleep, honey. Talking about, chilling with the fellas in the freaking cabin and everybody laying around butt naked with no covers on top of them. And we telling, Jason that he could go ahead and lay down there, and he talking about how Eldermonda throws down, and he like, yeah, she does, doesn't she? Her food be on point, but you could sleep here in the meantime. And he was like, you do kind of look like me. I ain't gonna lie, we look like we could be related. We could have some, you could get away with looking like me, I could get away with looking like you. Is weird. And so he over here talking about something, you could share the bed with me if you want to, right? And Jason like, yeah, nah, I'm good. I don't know about all of that. I'd rather not. And so we just start talking about how, my parents don't love me and they wanted to take me out, and, they was abusing me and they don't like me and they wish they never had me. And we could go ahead and see the highest in the morning because he's still over here resting, but he's going to be very happy to see you. And it's like, well, why do you think he would be happy to see me? Because Jason started mentioning like, well, all my dad do is, sleep around all the damn time with all the hoes, and all my mama do is sleep with all the help. And we like, wait a minute, y'all got help, so that means you're rich. You come from money, you got service and stuff. So he like, well, I'm not rich. My parents is rich, Oh, the highest is going to be so happy with hearing that. And Jason is like, why would he be happy with hearing that, child? I guess you'll find out, Jason, right? You don't probably pick the daggone right place now with this, okay? So nonetheless, moving on from there, Sam finally gets over here to freaking Richard, and he's putting him up to speed with everything that happened with Priscilla, everything that happened with Bobby, how he went in and done got, shot him up with these rubber bullets. And, basically, Richard, like, you don't know your damn mind, okay? You need to slow down. You doing too damn much. You gonna keep playing in freaking Priscilla's face, and you gonna get what you asking for. You know she ain't nothing to play with. And, Sam's still trying to make it seem like he know, but also like he could handle it or whatever, and he got it. And, then he starts telling Sam, like, you was wrong from the get-go. You had no business doing what you was doing. And he's like, look, I ain't come over here to hear that. So, of course he's still over here in pain from getting his behind kicked. And Richard was basically like, well, at least your face didn't get messed up. He was like, yeah, she told them not to hit me in the face. They have a little chuckle about that. So he was like, right now he could use some whiskey. And Richard was like, shit, after the day I had, I'm going to join you. I could use a little whiskey too. And, he's basically asking him like, well, what happened? We don't want to go into the full details of what happened with Nancy. We don't feel like talking about that right now. But we going to have us a little shot of whiskey, have a little toast or whatever, and then we talking about how it's basically almost daylight and we almost got to get ready for work anyway, so does it even make any sense to go to sleep? Like, we gonna shut our eyes for a minute and then get up to go to work? And Richard was saying like, yeah, that's if, they call me in. And Sam was like, well, I'm surprised they didn't call you in already. He's like, why's that? Because of course Hunter OD'd and we had to basically have, the vice president step in. And he like, what? Are you kidding me? What the hell? And he was like, yeah, I know, right? So he said, well, what's going on? When did this happen? How did it happen? I don't know. I guess if we go ahead and get called in and go into work later, then we gonna find out all the information of everything that went down. We also bring up Barry, and Sam's still saying how they got these people on the lookout for Barry and don't worry about it, that he feels like Barry is good. And he's like, you sure about that? And he's basically like, yeah. And Richard just mentions like, I went to a morgue and it was a body there and that was it. We ain't say nothing else about it. Okay, Tylerperry. But anyway, so, Sam does again admit, that he messed up and he knows that he messed up and he knows he can't go too far with her, right? So then we see Zell finally get to Allen box and looking on top of, well, gets to Allen house, I should say, looking on top of the refrigerator for this box. And he's pulling out like little flash drives or whatever, and then there's an envelope and a tape there too. And I'm like, okay, are you gonna put it in a bag? Or are you gonna take the whole box? Like, what are we doing? He putting the flash drives in his pockets, but then he's sitting down and just looking at a box. It looks like he had got a text message at one point and was looking at his phone or whatever, but just, kind of ignored it. And then he sat down and he's still looking at the phone and he's still looking at the box. And I'm like, okay, so what's your next step? Because are you being followed? Can these people track your phone? The last things that Kareem Cousin said to you, And what are we going to do? We going to just stay here at Allen House? Like, Zell, I need you to be thinking on your feet, sweetie. All right, now, back at the White House, now it's a brand new day, okay? And Max and Bobby out for a run. And so, typical Max and Bobby, child, they act like two damn little kids. Of course, we can't never get straight to nothing. We asking, oh, he can't run as fast, and you feeling all, you lagging and you slow because of Lily. And he like, nah, I'm good. I'm not even sweating. I could do another 5. And Max keeps trying to get his attention and, but then still throwing jabs and making jokes. And he's like, man, listen, I'm about to get up out of here. He like, nah, seriously, come here. He like, you didn't think that whole situation last night was funny? We still never heard nothing from the First Lady. We still never saw her. The log showed that she came in with no men and she was at the White House. So what happened to her house? He's saying that she went away, but there's no record of her going away and nobody have seen her. And so he was like, that's not saying strange to you. And Bobby like, yeah, you got a point there. You think something's up. And he was like, he did rush downstairs last night too. So he's like, yeah, so he was like, so come on now, put 1 + 1 is 2. So he's basically like, you don't think. And he was like, you know what I think and you know that I'm right or whatever. And so he's like, listen, well then let's get over to the White House and find out what's going on. And he's like, just walking away. He was like, you're trying to tell me that he's banging? And he's like, hell yeah, I'm telling you that. Think about it. Think with your big head up here, okay, up top on your shoulders, not on your neck. Not that one down there. Let the blood flow up there instead of down there. I say, yo, Max is a damn asshole, right? So he's like, all right, let's just say if this is true. He was like, come on now, go with me, walk with me. She came in and nobody seen her since. So at this point, Bobby starts to be like, shit, you might have a point there. You're right. And he's like, yeah, I'm always right. And so basically he was like, well, what do you think it is? He was like, obviously they're doing the same shit that we was doing with Cal. And he's like, you think so? He was like, yeah, it gotta be. Like, what else could it be? And he was like, I don't think I trust any of them. And if it is one person that we could trust, it's sure as hell not him. So we say, okay, what should we do or whatever, right? It at least gotta be one good one in the bunch. So they say, well, we gonna go ahead and go back and look for her. We should go and get him or whatever, right? And so Max was like, well, you should be the one to do it or whatever. Because he was like, let me go get his ass. So he said, yeah. He was like, you just go. So he was like, why me? He said, because he's not going to be suspicious of you. And he's like, why the hell not, Max? He was like, because he don't really care that much for you. He liked me better. He said, you always got to be a damn dick behind. Okay, an asshole and be full of yourself and added some damn joke. And he was like, look, I'm just saying, all right? It would be a lot quicker, right? So now we go running off. I say, yeah, y'all get on it, okay? Because y'all going a little too slow for me catching up with what's happening here, all right? So now, we had Alan getting ready to be taken back to the cell, but finally he gives in. He thinks about it, and he's like, shit. At this point, I don't want to go back to the cell either, so I'm going to go with y'all. Y'all better not be bullcrapping me. I don't know what this is really about, but I guess we going to find out because they've got somebody that want to speak to them that can't apparently come there to speak to him. He have to be brought to them or whatever, so his choice was to either go back to the cell or go with them, right, and let them supposedly help him out of this. Now, back down in the damn bunker, Simone saying, child, let me up out of here, okay? And she trying to get rid of this agent from in her face. She like, what the hell are you wearing a diaper? I ain't see you take no break. I ain't see you go use the bathroom. I ain't see you drink nothing. You just standing there staring in my damn face all damn night. You ain't got nothing else to do. She was like, what I need to do is get out of here. And of course, he's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, that's not happening. She like, can I at least get something to drink and eat? Breakfast is going to be brought down to you in a little bit. So he's saying, you're going to have these charges pressed against you. What you did was serious. You assaulted the first lady. And she like, charges? Nah, she ain't going to let that happen. And he was like, yeah, she will, right? And so she was like, you know what? She was so damn reckless. You probably is right. She probably would do that. I said, girl, charges would be light. Okay, we talking about Victoria. So she said, well, you have to let my husband know I'm down here. And he's like, I can't do that. And she, of course, you married? And he like, nope, I ain't married. She said, well, if you did have a wife, when you want her to know, that's precisely why I never got married. I said, child. So she was just basically, of course, like, yo, this is freaking ridiculous, fine, whatever. I'm just stuck down here then. And he's basically telling her, yeah, and of course to just go ahead and wait for the breakfast because that's going to be coming down there soon. And then we just still going to continue to look at these freaking green walls and look at his damn ugly face. I said, child, this is a hot freaking mess. So, Richard done called up Priscilla and he's basically telling her, like, I'ma still need you to hold on to Nancy for me a little bit longer. There's no way in the world that I could sit here and look in her face after the things that she said to me. I just can't. He was like, I gotta get into work, so I need you to stay there with her. She can't be left alone. And Priscilla said, oh, I know you lost your damn mind. Like, listen, I got nothing but love for you and Nancy, okay? But I'm not about to stay here. I gotta go to work. And he just keeps telling her, like, no, she needs to be watched. She's saying, she seems fine to me. I gotta go to work too. She was like, oh, I get it. You just trying to tell me not to go to work so I won't bump into Victoria. He like, nah, that's not what I'm saying at all. I just really need you there. Can't you take the day off? And she like, hell to the no. So she was like, I'll tell you what I will do. If she seems like she's okay, I'm dropping her off at the house. If it seems like, it's something else going on or whatever, then I'll do what I gotta do, right? She was like, as a matter of fact, I can even call over the daggone neighbor. What's her name? Is Jody. And, have her stay with her. So he was like, oh, hell no. Then she gonna tell her everything, right? That part made me laugh. So then he's finally like, she tried to, of course, take herself out, which I felt like you should have led with that, Richard. And she's like, she did what? I didn't realize that she didn't still know that happened. So he's like, yeah, that's why I'm telling you that she can't be alone. And she's like, yeah, damn, I didn't know that. She was like, that changes, the dynamic or whatever, and I definitely agree. So then, when she brought up bringing over Jody, he was like, no, as a matter of fact, just go ahead and, send her home or whatever, and I'll have a cousin that I have come and sit with her for a while. But right now, Richard don't want to hear a damn thing she got to say. He said every word she ever said to him was a lie. He let her know that she was on the flyer, that flower, okay, the kiss of death or whatever the hell it's called, and she been out here bugging out ever since, right? And so when freaking Priscilla was saying, I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful, he talking about some, yeah, whatever, thanks. I said, Richard, don't be getting no attitude with Priscilla. And she said, well, okay, she gonna go check on her now and at least make sure she's good in the meantime. And so he's like, okay, and they say bye. And she just looking like, well, what the hell, okay? Every damn minute is something. Now, back over where Eli's at, you got, Max and Bobby waiting outside for him, and they like, will your wife be joining us? And he's like, why would you ask me that? All of a sudden, he giving all this attitude. He was like, well, she sometimes come with us, so I'm just asking. Max was saying this. I know she's still away. They like, oh, okay. So Bobby's like, well, where did you say she went again? What do you mean? Excuse me, I don't like the fact that you asking me that. And Bobby's like, I'm sorry. I don't want to be interrogated. What are you asking me questions for or whatever? So he like, you're overstepping. And Bobby's like, I just want to make sure, that she has a secure detail or whatever, right? And so he's talking about, Bobby, you don't need to know everything about me and my family. He's like, you so right, sir. And so here go Max. I've told them this before. So he was like, y'all discussed this before. They was like, yeah, but purely from a security standpoint, nothing else. From a security standpoint, nothing else. And so he like, yeah, it better be only a security standpoint. And they like, of course, sir. So, he was like, I don't like this line of questioning. I just wanted them to punch Eli in the face. Like, I cannot stand him no more now. So, of course, they telling him it will never happen again. And he's like, it better not. Can we get on over to the damn, White House now, right? And so they like, yes, sir. And then him and Max just look at each other. So I said, are we about to bust up in this White House and, freaking rescue Simone Child? Because we know that she's still in there somewhere. So now, we get over to damn Alonzo freaking dingy behind giving, the update to Donald that he has found out where, of course, Alan is, and that he was arrested by the DC cops. And he was like, you got to be freaking shitting me. So he basically gets arrested while he's going back to the pharmacy to drop back the drugs you had. Am I correct? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, shit. So of course he's telling him he gonna handle it, he gonna take care of it. And he was like, you better make it all disappear, because it's your damn mess. You the one that started all this crap in the first place or whatever, right? And he was like, why are you still standing here? Why am I seeing you? And right behind him, we got Kyle walking in as he's leaving out. And he's like, what the hell? Why are you here now? And Kyle's like, I had good news. I had to come and tell you the good news in person. He like, yeah, well, you should have called, okay? So he tells him, like, Hunter done woke up last night and went upstairs. And he's like, what? He was like, well, damn, you really should have called me last night to let me know this. And in the meantime, the press secretary is calling on the phone because Victoria and them is already trying to spin it and put it out there that, the president is incapacitated and that the vice president is taking over. And he like, nah, we got to get him out of that, over. We got to move fast or whatever. And he's telling them, no, that's not true. Okay, that's fake news. And that he's on his way to the White House now. So he tells, Kyle, come on, let's go. His tie and stuff like that is in the car. And we got to rush over here, okay, play race and try to beat them to the damn White House before they could get... before they could get there, whatever, right? And so Jason is sitting there and he just minding his own business in his world or whatever, looking out, from these damn picnic tables. And I believe his Daikon come up and he think that he's, the other guy. I can't even think of the name right, y'all. Y'all put it in the comments, okay? He's keeping on calling his name and Jason is not answering him. And he like, why the hell you not answering me? And he come up behind him like, because that's not me, but he do look a lot like me, don't he? And he was like, who the hell is this? How the hell did he get here? Why is he here? What do he want? He was like, I'm not too sure, but he been here since last night. And he had basically ended up coming after, Manny had called him by the woods or whatever. And he's like, where's Manny now? And he's like, he's over by the gate. So he was like, we got to take him and let the higher see him. So he looking at Jason and he's like, you. Obviously, he's the one that everybody to finally recognize who the hell Jason is. And he was like, what are you doing here? This is the president's son. So I said, what the hell they going to do with Jason now that they know who the hell he is, y'all? That should be interesting, but to be honest, I really don't care about this Jason storyline, but I'm just still going with the flow. But y'all tell me what y'all thought about this episode. What do you rate it? What you think gonna happen? Any predictions you have? What you liked, what you didn't like? All that good stuff. If I left anything out, put that in the comments. We will discuss it down there. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.